Yo, what's going on, guys? Chase the Bro here, and welcome back to another Dark Souls 3 weapon showcase. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Saint Bident, which has received a considerable buff since the most recent patch. Pre-patch, this weapon was not really decent at all. It had a descaling in strength, dexterity, and faith, all three, even at plus 10. And for the sake of comparison, pre-patch, it had an E in strength, D in dexterity, and D in faith, even infused with a sharp gem. So infusing it with a sharp gem really wasn't worth your while. Post-patch, when infused with a sharp gem, it still gets the E scaling in strength, yes, but it gets a B in dexterity, which is a huge step up, and it also receives a C scaling in faith, making the Saint Bident an ideal dexterity faith weapon. If you're like me and you're running a 40 dexterity, 60 faith build, then this Saint Bident is going to give you 410 AR regularly, and if you buff it with Dark Moonblade or Lightning Blade, it's going to jump all the way up to 645. The fact that it received this much of an upgrade made me think that FromSoft didn't really have faith in this weapon at the beginning, because I had never seen one build using this weapon. I found it in the cathedral and I was like, what the hell is this? This thing sucks, and I've never once even considered it, but since the most recent patch, it is now viable. I'm also interested in seeing how well this weapon performs when infused with a blessed gem, because it already has a C scaling with faith, so I want to see if that jumps up. Sadly, this character didn't have a faith gem on them, so I couldn't really even see that when going to the blacksmith, so I'll get back to you guys on that one. But as for the sharp infused Saint Bident, I definitely recommend it to any dex faith build. This thing is pretty overpowered. With 1R1, I'm doing between 350 and 450 damage, which is crazy for a spear. They poke so fast, you get 2 instantly off, so it's 700 damage right there, and they have crazy range. Now, like all other spear classes, they are very susceptible to parries, so you definitely have to play carefully. But if you're someone who has mastered the spear and plays often, then I'm sure you're going to be okay. I definitely have not mastered spears. They're probably my weakest class of weapon to use, but I'm slowly getting used to them. As for the moveset for the Saint Bident, it has the standard moveset of a spear. Its one-handed attacks are forward vertical pokes. Its R2 is also a vertical poke. It actually does not slash like some of the other spears in a half circle. It just pokes forward. And its two-handed moveset is identical. It doesn't really change. Its weapon art is a charging weapon art like that of most spears and the Astora Greatsword. Which, again, I'm going to warn everybody not to just throw that out there randomly, because anybody with a decent parrying shield could easily parry that weapon art. You have to use it as a follow-up to one of your attacks when they're stunned, or when they're really not expecting it. Don't just go charging them with the weapon art. Another bonus to using a spear is the fact that it's so good one-handed. Its moveset is pretty much identical, and you're able to have a parrying shield in your offhand. So even though they are susceptible to parries, you too can have a parrying shield out, so it kind of evens that out. As well, the range of a spear is really what makes it so amazing and so annoying, and that's coming from personal experience. I hate fighting spears. If you're using a short range weapon like a straight sword or a dagger, or sometimes even a greatsword, man, it's really annoying to get in on your opponent who's using a spear, because they have the range on you, so you have to roll in towards them, and sometimes you try to get them with your rolling attack, which, if you're one-handing the spear and you have your parry shield, you're going to be able to parry them right there. So I find parry baiting really easy when using a spear. All you gotta do is keep poking them and annoying them into roll attacking you, and then boom, it's done. But that's pretty much all I have to say about this spear, so I'm gonna bring you on over to the stats, that way you can check out the new improvements. As I said, I am running a 40 dexterity, 60 faith build. The 40 dex is the soft cap for the sharp gem infused Saint Bident, so that's where you're gonna get the highest AR out of it without wasting points, which is 410. And the 60 faith gives you the highest spell buff with the Orchestra's Chime, so that's what you need to either use Dark Moonblade or Lightning Blade to its highest potential. As for the rest of your stat layout, you're going to need at least one attunement slot. Because I started as the mercenary for this class, I already had 12 attunement, so I felt that pouring 2 points into it to have a second spell slot was pretty worth it. It also gave me a higher FP pool, and with a lot of my dex weapons, I do use the weapon art a lot, so it's kind of worth it for me. It's really up to you what you do with your attunement, but you need at least one slot. And the rest of my points just went between vigor and endurance. I like having a high health pool, so I suffered in the stamina department, but that's okay. Spears don't really take up that much stamina. Like I said, I am using the sharp Saint Bident, which gets a B in dex, like I said, and a C in faith, so it's pretty ideal for this build. And it has 410 AR regularly, but when you buff it, it jumps all the way up to 645. And whether you want to use Dark Moonblade or Lightning Blade, you get the same AR either way, so it's up to you if you want to do lightning damage or magic damage. And like I mentioned in a lot of my videos, if you're using a buff miracle build, then you're going to want to be using the Yorstra's Chime. It has the highest spell buff. And like I said, if you're one-handing the spear, have a parrying shield in your offhand. I love the buckler, it's my favorite, so I always keep one type of parrying shield on me. I'm wearing my favorite armor, Lothric Knight Helm, Black Hand Armor, Wolf Knight Gauntlets, and Knight Leggings. As for my rings, I'm using the Ring of Favor +3, the Chloranthy Ring +3, and the Prisoner's Chain +3. And as my final ring, I'm using the Lingering Dragon Crest ring, or halfway through the matches I was switching between that and the Leo ring, so it's really up to you. I don't know if you'd rather have a longer spell buff, or if you'd rather the extra damage from the counterattacks. But I switched between them, so you can do that as well if you want. Just try it out and you'll figure out which one you want. And that's pretty much it for the build, guys. The Saint Bident has improved quite a bit, so I suggest you guys give it a try. It also looks pretty cool, especially with the lightning blade. It looks kind of like the old Halo sword on the tip of a spear. And the fact that you can use Dark Moonblade as well makes it also good for that. It just looks like a magic sword spear. But if you guys enjoyed my video, then like the video. Like button's right there. Smash the like button. And also follow me on Twitch. I'm posting it below because I'm going to start streaming there often. I'm going to continue to stream on YouTube for a little bit until all of you guys have moved over and followed me on Twitch. Just because Twitch is a more fun place to stream, I find. It has all those emotes and things you can do. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And as always, thank you for watching. Chase the Bro out.